Although described as an outer battle, the struggle is really between our old habits of who we thought we were and a new state of being that has yet to become fully conscious. It can be a very torturous battle, especially at first. The awakening process described in the first chapter is not merely occurring on the mental plane, the emotional plane, or even the physical plane. It is occurring at the soul level, the level of consciousness. The soul can no longer remain held down in matter. Spirit can no longer believe in matter or tolerate being bound to it. Dejection.
When we wake up, we end up having an existential crisis. It has to happen. You cannot ever transition without a torturous shift that can be felt in your body, in your emotional body, your physical body, in your mental body, as the old paradigm gets stripped away and the new paradigm comes into existence. Now, how much torture, how much difficulty, depends upon how much embedded resistance is still with us. And therefore, dejection is a consequence of knowing something's wrong, but you can't find the strength or the clarity or the power to take an action that could make it any different. So when we start speaking of dejection, I have talked previously of symptoms of dejection. I haven't talked about the dejection itself. The symptoms of the dejection are all the other kind of miserable things people experience: depression and helplessness and powerlessness and grief and all these other things. These are symptoms. The real dejection is despair at the level, it's a cellular despair at the level of the soul-body interface. It's the same thing that recognized your purpose, expressed in the recognition of the battle that's before it. If that is your purpose, then how do I live it? How can I bring it into existence? How can I consistently be aligned with that purpose? Because it's not you, it's not your ego, it's not your programming that does it. It's this will to be that is the current of becoming that goes beyond every species that went through a transition. The first fish that was thrown up onto the beach and the water receded and it can't breathe. That first fish, I assure you, without any effort on its part, struggled to breathe, flopping around. And among thousands and thousands and thousands of fish that end up stranded over the shore over thousands of years, one of those fish discovered it could breathe. So the nature of evolution is this cumulative movement towards something that it can't possibly know, just that it is nothing other than an expression of it. And when it comes, then it's no big deal, because now that's the new order. Now that's the new way of seeing. Now that's the new consciousness. It establishes itself, and then that lasts for some time. Even in our human experience, we have a spiritual awakening, and we're one with the universe, and we can see the miracle all around us, and then it fades. And the only way we can bring it back is to get back into the existential crisis that only dejection can do. Now, if you come to a wonderful state of being and you're merged with God, well, you're going to have another 10 lifetimes before that's going to be where dejection can occur. Because it's really good. You don't want to give that good. I assure you that carries over from one life to the next life to the next life, unless you keep taking births, and then it's fucked. And it gets fucked enough that your dejection gets inspired, and you become aware that you're not aligned with your purpose, that you're some kind of miserable, intelligent animal, and that you just need to get out. You need to find a way to be that's different. Then the next dejection comes. But why waste your life? Why live 10 lives in some sort of interim state when your purpose is to become something that becomes eternal? that lasts eternally, no matter what is your condition. Don't waste your time. So yoga of dejection can only occur when there's enough alignment with your purpose that you're constantly encountering what's obscuring and resisting it. And the only way you screw this up is if you accidentally take on other people's stuff. You start healing other people. You start helping other people. Because that gets in the way of the buildup that's necessary for dejection. It's funny how that is. So the nature of this is that not only do you sacrifice yourself as a separative individual, you also sacrifice to get to the next stage that there is another role for you other than the knowing yourself as the supreme truth. Now, I do know that you have to know the yoga of dejection. You have to be engaged enough, involved enough, whatever it is that you have shown up as the opportunity of that dejection, to be able to be in dejection. When the soul becomes dissatisfied, that means your soul is ready to make its next movement towards its origin. It is not anything good. It's not anything bad. It's a movement that comes from the very core of you to be an expression of something that is not yet here. And then how do you do that? Well, that's what the Bhagavad Gita is about. And that's what I've been saying about the role of someone who's traversed the journey, at least greater than you. Because then they can be your ally. They can be your friend. They can hold your hand and pull you up when you can't pull yourself up yourself. These are some of the ways it works when you get to these last threshold. But they cannot be disembodied. They have to be embodied. They have to be an embodied expression. Otherwise, you'll just find yourself back in the same residency you've been living multiple lifetimes, between multiple lifetimes. It has to be someone who's actually accomplished the thing that you have yet to accomplish in your body. And what part of you knows that? Your soul knows that. Listening to your soul is similar to listening to the yearning of your body outside of what the normal programming of the body. The call of the heart, the inspiration, the ascending current, the nature of the ability to see newly, to hear newly, to taste, to smell, to touch, as if the body itself was being transmuted into a new kind of evolutionary expression of what it means to be a human being. So this is the battlefield. It's quite poignant in this time. We have intelligence. Many of you have taken decisions aligned with your purpose. You're here because there's a call to more. There's a call to a greater truth, not at the level of your intellect or your mind or your cost-benefit ratio calculations, but of your very substance of your being. Okay. Let's read.
Dejection. Dejection occurs when the soul, the consciousness, the core quality that we are, wakes up to its state of bondage. This event can happen suddenly or slowly over time. It strips away all that separates us from the glory that it heralds. This is, in essence, a spiritual awakening. It starts for some with a glimpse of something glorious that leaves us in a wonderful state for as long as it lasts, while in others it is their worst nightmare. It can be like a tsunami rising from the hidden depths of the ocean as it comes to the surface, or it can be a destructive crashing on the shore. It depends on our nature and the maturity of the inner being, but in either case, the dejection must come in order to bring about the true establishment of the inner reality that lives us and ourselves as divine human beings. This process is evidence of a spiritual transition point, often repeating itself as one transitions the different stages of the spiritual journey back to the source of what we are in truth. When it comes, dejection causes a fundamental disturbance in the very fabric of us, both as a human being and a developing spiritual being.
For me, the dejection was an absolute, resolute determination to break out and to move towards what had come. I don't know what it is for all of you, and I don't know if that's sustainable, but I can tell you that one thing has served is the service I gave to my teacher. Then when I became my teacher, the service I give to what is the source of both his and my same truth. From this point, I have nothing to lose and nothing to gain. I have no reason to speak to you. I have no karma if I don't. I can speak and you can listen or you can not listen. It is the human in me, and this is where I am different, is I've chosen to become back and to bring the consciousness that I've become into the fullness of what my humanness is. So the Bhagavad Gita prepares you, but it's the chapter 19, 20, and 21 that have yet to be written. Perhaps I am singing that song. That there is something in the glory of what it means to be human that can only be known when you become something other than human. That can only be enhanced or evolved by becoming that which is greater than human and human. So though there is this struggle that requires a singular focus, there comes a time where the truth that we have been seeking gets established, and then it's born. You come back to be reborn for the world, to bring a cellular reorganization of matter, to bring a restructuring of what it is that's actually the soul in your body, the key substance of what each of your cells carry, which is this evolutionary purpose that came from the original intent. And it becomes an endless strength, an endless capacity to do the yoga of dejection. You become skillful in the yoga of dejection. You may even seek it out, or certainly recognize it when it's coming. And the more human I am, the more easy it is to recognize dejection when it's coming.